From Loki wrangling timelines to Luke Skywalker slaughtering Dark Troopers, the television of the 2020s has brought some truly epic scenes. Bigger TV budgets have allowed for cinematic set pieces like The Last of Us Battle of Jackson, and serialized storytelling has led to emotional payoffs like Cousin Richie singing Taylor Swift's Love Story in The Bear. Luke Skywalker shows up. The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 8. Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian. This is a perfect example of fan service done right. It doesn't come out of nowhere, it was set up over the course of a couple of episodes, but it still arrives as a delightful surprise. After the Mandalorian and his crack team have infiltrated an Imperial ship to save Grogu, they're cornered by a dozen robotic Dark Troopers. And just when it seems like there's no hope, an X-Wing shows up and a mysterious hooded Jedi slices and dices his way through the cybernetic squadron. Every Star Wars fan was elated to see Beast Mode Luke in action. Sally hallucinates a home invasion. Barry Season 4, Episode 6. Sally with a man in a suit behind her in Barry. The fourth and final season of Barry contrasted the title character's sociopathy with his love interest's humanity in an interesting way. While Barry can kill dozens of people without batting an eye, Sally is haunted for years by the guilt of killing one biker in self-defense. Sally's mental health takes a nosedive when Barry leaves her alone in their desert home so he can go back to LA to kill Jean. During a drunken bender, Sally hallucinates taunts by the dead biker and a home invasion by a man dressed head to toe in black. There's a deeply unnerving Lynchian quality to this sequence that'll stick with you. Loki becomes the god of stories. Loki Season 2, Episode 6. Tom Hiddleston's Loki in his final robes in Loki Season 2's finale. Loki's Season 2 finale ends with one of the most mind-blowing visuals the MCU has ever produced. After trying and failing to unify the multiverse, Loki takes matters into his own hands, literally. He walks out into the loom, grabs the dying timelines with his bare hands, and molds them into a tree-like structure to keep them alive. It's visually striking to see a literal god wrangling universes into a Nordic tree of life, but it's also an emotionally engaging sequence. Loki realizes his own worst fear, ending up alone, just to make sure none of the multiverse branches have to die. It's the perfect culmination of his character development. Roy hugs Jamie. Ted Lasso Season 2, Episode 8. Roy hugs Jamie in the locker room in Ted Lasso. At first glance, a hug might not seem quite as epic as a god wrangling timelines or a Jedi Knight slaughtering robots, but this is a really powerful hug. At its core, Ted Lasso is a show about bad dads and the impact they can have, and Jamie Tartt's dad is a brazen bully who pushes him around. When Jamie has finally had enough of his dad's locker room abuse, he punches him. Seeing how much Jamie is hurting, Roy Kent, a longtime rival of Jamie's, comes over and gives him a big hug. Jamie crying on Roy's shoulder is a deeply moving image, and the needle drop on the soundtrack, Beware of Darkness, by George Harrison, is the cherry on top. Asher floats into the sky. The Curse Episode 10. Asher drifts through space in The Curse. Right up until its final episode, The Curse was an aggressively realistic series. There was nothing to suggest that the titular curse existed outside Asher's paranoid imagination. And that's what made it so shocking when the finale pivoted hard into the supernatural and had Asher wake up on the ceiling. Whitney couldn't bring him down, and he eventually floated so high that there was nothing to grab onto and he flew off into space. This is the wildest ending to a TV show in recent memory, and it's open to all kinds of interpretation. Was the curse real? Did Whitney manifest Asher's disappearance? Was he reborn as the baby? Rhaenys crashes Aegon's coronation. House of the Dragon Season 1, Episode 9. Rhaenys crashes Aegon's coronation in House of the Dragon. While there have been plenty of complaints about House of the Dragon, one thing it improved from Game of Thrones is the frequency of dragon appearances. Game of Thrones viewers were promised dragon action for years and grew impatient waiting for the fire-breathing monsters to show up. But House of the Dragon had plenty of dragon action right out of the gate. The most impressive dragon sequence was when Rhaenys rode her dragon into Aegon's coronation to threaten the Greens. It's a mega-scale set piece with stunning visual effects and a palpable sense of badassery. The Oner. The Studio Season 1, Episode 2. Seth Rogen and Sarah Polley in The Studio Episode 2, The Oner. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's The Studio isn't just a pitch-perfect Hollywood satire, it's also one of the most visually distinctive sitcoms in recent memory. Rogen and Goldberg shot every episode with shaky handheld cameras and captured almost every scene in a continuous Oner. The most impressive cinematographic feat of the series is in its second episode, The Oner, which is shot and edited to look like a single take. There's a delightful meta element in this episode about Sarah Polley trying to shoot a Oner during Golden Hour being constructed as a Golden Hour Oner. The Miracle over the Mojave. The Rehearsal Season 2, Episode 6. Nathan Fielder flying a plane in The Rehearsal Season 2 EP 6. All throughout the second season of the rehearsal, Nathan Fielder researched aviation safety, ran various tests and experiments with real-life pilots, and came up with a solid solution to miscommunication in the cockpit. But the only way to prove this solution would work was to try it out. The season finale revealed that Nathan had been learning to fly this entire time, and he was going to pilot a 737 full of passengers just to see if he could communicate effectively with his first officer. Now dubbed The Miracle over the Mojave, this flight sequence made for breathtaking television. Sophia kills her family. The Penguin Episode 4. Sophia stands over a family dinner in The Penguin Episode 4. The fourth episode of The Penguin fills in Sophia Falcone's tragic backstory. She was sent to Arkham Asylum at the behest of her unscrupulous father, where she endured years of abuse and psychological torture. When she finally got out, she was focused on just one thing: revenge. In the episode's thrilling climax, she goes to her family home, where her uncle Luca is hosting a family dinner, and chastises everyone for refusing to help her escape incarceration. She then releases a toxic gas that kills all her relatives, except young Gia, who she takes out to the greenhouse, in one fell swoop.